may be seated. We come to that point in our order of worship where we come before the Lord in prayer. This is an opportunity that we have to lift up those joys, those concerns, those thanksgivings to share with others, those praises that we want to lift before the Lord. So as we come together this morning, let's keep these things in our prayers. Let's keep the family of Kim Clifton in our prayer at the time of her death this past week. Let's also keep the family of Donna Rogers in our prayer at the time of her mother's death this past week. The service was yesterday up in Beckley for her. Also, let's continue to remember Peggy Beverly's brother George in our prayers. And also, Rosa Hamrick wants us to continue to remember her nephew who has cancer in our prayers. What else do we need to lift up this morning? Alberta.
Prayer for two friends, Robert Patton and Cynthia Clark. They've both been placed on ventilators at Holston Valley Hospital.
Robert Patton, Cynthia. Dottie? Sorry. Go ahead.
This is definitely a blessing. Ben's birthday is today, and after 84 years. Happy birthday, Ben.
You don't look a day over 30, Ben. Kat.
I have a prayer request and I have a blessing. First one, my father's still ill, and Jerry Swanson. Please continue to pray for him. He was in the hospital last week, but he's now back at the nursing facility, and keep him in your prayers. And I have a blessing. Folks don't know, I think, behind the scenes how much people are working real hard on getting this Big Stone Gap Day going. And we're very blessed for the group of people here. And my husband's working on it today, so that's why he's not here. But we're so blessed to have such a fine group of people that's going to move this town forward in such a special, special way. And the nation doesn't know what's a-coming.
Sundowners, very serious case of sundowners, if you're familiar with Alzheimer's. And that's where in the evenings they just get agitated and they want to go here and go there and do this and that and other. And he's having a very hard time in the evenings. So just remember him in your prayers and hope that he will eventually be able to adjust and be acceptable of the new life that he has. He doesn't understand it, of course. He doesn't know what's going on, and that's even harder. So I ask for blessings for anyone who has to deal with this disease as a caregiver. It is so difficult. So please keep the caregivers in your prayers too. But please say a prayer for him.
Okay. Are there others? Okay. Jesse made it through that accident on Friday. What else? Martha?
I'm speaking on behalf of Wendy. She sent me a text last night. Wendy Martin. Her nephew was born yesterday, and he's got swelling in his neck, and they're going to do an MRI on him, but it could mean some pretty serious things. His name is Aiden. If you would please remember Aiden in your prayers.
Kim was a member of the dialysis place. Something about her.
Yes, she mentioned you, that she had dialysis with y'all occasionally. What else? Jan? Keep Wilma in our prayers. And Marie has a daughter-in-law with cancer. What was that name again? Denise? Walls? Walls. Okay. Is there anything else? Well, my stepdad is out of the hospital and home, and they don't know what caused the bleeding. So they're hopefully his blood will stay up and we won't have to go through that again. So I appreciate your prayers for him. Anything else? Well, let's go before the Lord in prayer. Thank you, most gracious God, for bringing us into this place today, for helping us to lift up these joys, these concerns, and for the opportunity we have to share before your throne of grace these things that are on our hearts. There are joys, there are sorrows, there are all the things that make us human that are sort of just floating through our minds right now. And we ask that you would minister in the situations that we have brought up today, as well as those that are just sometimes too painful to even bring up. But we know that you have not forgotten us, that you have not forsaken us, that you love us greatly, so greatly that you sent your Son into this world to die for us while we were still sinners. And so forgive us, gracious God, of those times that we deliberately sin, as well as those times that we sometimes sin by failure to do what we should do. And help us to just be your people. Help us to know that you are calling us and empowering us and sending us out into the world and the community to make a difference. Let us find some way this week to make a difference in someone's life. We ask all these things in the name of Christ, who has taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.